Hello, everybody. Welcome along. My name is Benjamin Bloom. This is the Benjamin Bloom Football Channel. Please leave your bias at the door and join us for another transfer update, episode number 9. We're kicking along nicely. Traditionally, you wouldn't expect this to be too much of a mad week now with the season about to start. But hey, we never cease to be amazed by when people decide to do deals. So we'll talk about the most recent transfers that have gone through into the Championship. I'm going to mention a couple of outs as well at the end of the video because there's a few interesting players that have dropped down to League One, which perhaps shows the strength of League One this season because a few of them I didn't expect to be playing at that level. So bit of ambition down there, but let's focus on the Championship. As ever, we're focusing on done deals. I need to see the player holding the shirt on the club website saying he's raring to get going, can't wait to get started, all of that nonsense. And also, we don't get too bogged down with numbers and speculation over numbers. If it says undisclosed, I'm assuming that however lovely our YouTube subscribers are, you don't work for the club and you don't know the numbers. So we'll just leave that up to the number bods and focus indeed on the players. The first one of which is Leif Davis, a Leeds United left back, says can operate a left back and centre back there. Has gone in on loan at Bournemouth for Scott Parker. And a key sentence there, the agreement includes clauses with an option to make the transfer permanent. So I don't know what those clauses are, whether that's an option to buy, obligation to buy. We will find out whether Leif Davis ends up ultimately becoming a Bournemouth player. He's been around in the Leeds system for a fair while. You would imagine anyone who's been in that system will have benefited from the legendary training that we hear about there with Marcelo Bielsa. There has been, I have to say, an open left-back position at Leeds for a fair amount of time that ended up being filled by Stuart Dallas, Gianni Alioski, and they've just gone all in now on this Brazilian left back. So Davis able to go out. And that does bring us to one of our outs because Diego Rico, who was at Bournemouth, has gone to Real Sociedad. We think for the thick end of about £500,000, it says on Transfermarkt. So good news, Bournemouth have got some money in. They've done a fairly sensible deal here. Again, I don't know what the clauses are. We've seen fairly transparent deals like this done where it's, look, if the team are promoted, it becomes a permanent. We've seen that at Wolves and at Leeds indeed, at Norwich, Fulham over the past few seasons and all those deals convert. In terms of Bournemouth, I don't know whether Parker will play a back three or a back four. We've seen him extensively do both. Most recently, a three. So perhaps wing backs we're looking at. Lloyd Kelly is obviously there, probably in the pole position for that spot. But who knows? They've got Chris Metham, more of a left-sided centre-back. And now they've got Leif Davis as well. So be interesting. All of those players can operate at centre-back really, but only two of them, Kelly and Davis, you'd fancy at wing-back. So looks like there's a shirt for Leif Davis there, and it might be that you get some kind of combination of those guys. And if Parker goes with what he did last season in a back three, look, we will find out very, very soon. Get your thoughts in on Leif Davis in over at Bournemouth. Okay, where are we going next? We're going to Barnsley. And we like to go to Barnsley when we do transfer updates because I often get to talk about players from far-flung leagues in Austria and Poland and Belgium in this case, who I've never heard of, frankly, but it's always good fun, the Barnsley recruitment, and it's been pretty good, pretty good over the past few years. Barnsley are thrilled to announce the signing of Obi Ulare, a powerful forward. Comes in alongside Devante Coyle, who we've spoken about in a previous video. He is known to English football because he was at Watford as a 19-year-old there. It says in 2015. They were promoted in 2014-15, weren't they, Watford? So, don't know a lot about the player. Played in Belgium last season. Standard, was it? Yes. And it says powerful forward, and if we talk about Barnsley last season, powerful forward was the thing, and it was Daryl Dike whose arrival coincided, cause and effect and all of that. They were heading that way anyway, weren't they? But coincided in that big winning run that the Tykes went on. There's Woodrow, Adebayo, they've signed Devante Coyle, Carlton Morris might be ready to step up and grab the shirt. Again, I've not seen a minute of Marcus Schopp managing in the Championship. Neither of you, because he hasn't managed in the Championship yet. So I don't know exactly the style. So it's not really very fair to say, oh, that's the Daryl Dike replacement, just because he's a big strapping forward, innovatively sort of recruited. He might be. We'll find out, but until I see Barnsley play under Marcus Schopp, I will keep my powder dry on that. Needless to say that amongst us watchers of the Championship, the Barnsley recruitment is highly trusted. So we'll assume he'll come in and he'll be absolutely great and he'll be worth 5 times more what they've paid for him. It's an undisclosed as well, so we're in guessing mode there, but let's see what happens on the pitch. Obi Ulare, in he comes, and also in for Barnsley comes Josh Benson from Burnley on an undisclosed. Now, this is another area in that pitch where this Barnsley side that did so well to finish in 5th last season doesn't have a star turn that they had last season. Remember, there's no Ishmael, there's no DK. Could that be solved? Could the player already be there? In central midfield, it's the captain, Alex Mowat, who's gone off, obviously, with Ishmael over to West Brom. We've speculated for a couple of seasons about Callum Styles moving across there. Ramal Palmer's in there. Did they use Herbie Kane in the centre last season? I think they possibly did, didn't they? I can't quite remember. Anyway, this is Josh Benson, who they've spent a fee on, former Arsenal Academy player. I know it's small, but maybe zoom in. On the right, that is a heat map and numbers from a League 2 loan spell. Pretty impressive. 8 starts, 2 goals, 2 assists, all over the shop as well. Looks like he likes to take a right-footed corner as well. Always pops up on those heat maps, doesn't it? And he did make 2 Premier League starts, not popping off on the bench. Actual starts for Burnley last season. So, obviously highly rated. Obviously, it's potential that's being brought here. And we have this a lot, don't we, with players. They go in the academy system, in the loan system. They're swept up in the Premier League and they find their level. Normally, a couple of loans. He's obviously not ready for the Premier League yet. Maybe one day he will be, but he's going to get a go full-time in the Championship. And you would think that Mowat out situation means that he's going to be relied upon to play a fair amount of minutes. 21 years old. Let me know what you think of that one. Josh Benson into Barnsley from Burnley. Get your thoughts in the comments. Where are we going next? We are going to Coventry, and we're going to talk about Iain Mattheson, who has come in on loan from Chelsea. One day I'll do a video about Chelsea's loan system because there's about 500 players seemingly go out. Normally very good players as well. They really stockpile them over at Chelsea. 19 years old. And I've got you the sort of numbers and the heat map there from Charlton last season. It's impressive stuff. Look, 31 starts for a 19-year-old. Brilliant stuff there. Dutch youth international there, a goal and 3 assists. But it's really, let's be honest, for a 19-year-old, it's the minutes you're looking at and the experience. And looks like a good ceiling for Mattheson, doesn't it? Because to be going in there age 19. And let's talk about Coventry there. So Sam McCallum was wing-back. It was more often than not, pretty permanently in fact, was a back three and wing-backs with McCallum at left wing-back. Played a ton of games, would have played 2 more, but he was on loan from a championship club. Obviously, it's been him for the past couple of seasons. Only Coventry player, sold to Norwich, loaned back twice. But it's an open position there. McCallum's gone off on loan to QPR. Now, we've spoken about that in a previous video. So, I think Mattheson is ready to go at championship level. Experience from Charlton. Chelsea doing the business again, building up these loanees. Very few of them turn out to be Mason Mount or I suppose Tammy Abraham's probably long-term not going to be there. Reece James, there you go, there's a better example. But plenty of clubs pick up a very good player this way. I wonder how Iain Mattheson will do over at Coventry. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And we're going to talk about another loan deal. So many of them around. And we're going to talk with the outs about players who are going from Championship to League One. Bit of a theme this episode about players who are making a step up, who went on loan to League One last season, going to have a go at the Championship this season. So this is Matija Sarkic. Look, let's not get pedantic about pronunciation of languages I literally don't speak. 24-year-old goalkeeper on a season-long loan from Wolves. Now, sorry, I haven't done my research here. Didn't G-Cock, who was a Birmingham young keeper, go out on loan somewhere? Did someone go on loan to Salford? I can't remember. I may be putting 2 and 2 together and making 100 there. Let me know in the comments. I'm sure you will. But there's an opening there. Neil Etheridge, you would think, would have the shirt, and I never want to pile in on a player because I respect and admire these guys, but made a few mistakes last season that led to goals. Let's be honest, when keepers make mistakes, probably 7-8 times out of 10 they do lead to goals. That's the deal. That's what you signed up for, keepers. But you would think Etheridge, with his experience there, has got the shirt. But in comes Sarkic. 24 years old and still doing the loan bouncing about thing. You don't want to become Matthew Pennington, who he would have been on loan with at Shrewsbury. He was still doing it when he was 26 and has finally now got a full-time gig. But competition for Etheridge. Will he get past him? I don't know. I mean, maybe Birmingham fans. Is it a straight shootout or is he there as backup? All will be revealed. Let's just say Etheridge is an experienced championship goalkeeper, and I think particularly in that most unique of positions where there's literally 20 outfield players and 2 keepers, 10 times more outfield players we see every match we watch. I think experience is a lot of the battle. So let me know whether you think Sarkic is going to get on the pitch over at Birmingham and your thoughts on that deal. As we move on to an interesting story, this one. This is Daniel Sinani, who's gone into Huddersfield. Huddersfield love a little gamble on a player, don't they? And I think, let's be fair, Norwich did the same from what I've been told. This guy is only in his 2nd season, or has only played 2 seasons. Let me phrase that differently. He's very recently turned pro And I mean, when we talk about some of these academy guys who have kind of been in a sort of pro system from the age of like 9 or something, I'm exaggerating for effect there, but you take my point. So a bit of a rough diamond that Norwich thought that maybe they could bring in and polish. I think on the back of he scored a few Europa League goals for his former club, went to Norwich, went out on loan to Belgium. There's his numbers. So look, 10 starts, 3 goals and an assist. Did not set the world alight massively. So it's very much a case of a gamble being passed on as another gamble, isn't it? It's a bit of a no-lose situation for Norwich, who obviously had the parachute payments, now got the Premier League money. They can afford to house this player, and if he does really well for Huddersfield, there might be something there of use to them. I'm making this player sound like a product, a piece of meat here, but you know how football works, don't you? So Huddersfield have just brought him in, and we will see how he does with Carlos Corberon, a Luxembourg attacker, and you can see from the heat map all over the shop, really. So we assume Huddersfield will play with the 3, so up top in a 4-3-3, 3-4-3, whatever Corberon comes up with, and we'll see whether it'll be one of those wide forwards or centrally. You would think if they've brought Jordan Rhodes back in that he'll be the central guy, and you've got the likes of Josh Koroma up there, who's a thoroughly decent young player, isn't he, as well? So we'll see. Sinani, the gamble of a gamble loaned out and another gamble, but might turn out to be a very, very good one. Let me know your thoughts on Sinani into Huddersfield. Here is Dishon Bernard. Bernard, again, let's not get bogged down in pedantry on pronunciation. A 20-year-old right-sided centre-back. They're very clear about that on the Hull website, which helps me out in terms of why they've brought him in. He was out on loan. Where was he? Salford. I wonder if there's a link between Salford and Manchester United in terms of getting those good young players. Now, this is very, very interesting because you need experience at the back, and Hull potentially now with young Baxter in the keeper. Where was he from? Another Chelsea one, I think, if I've got that right. Emmanuel, Elder, Greaves, Jones. All of their backline players seem to be sort of 23-ish or under. So you could get a brilliant young back four all developed together. Do you need a bit more experience in the Championship around these guys? We've got high hopes for Greaves, haven't we? But would you worry about a Greaves and Bernard partnership? I don't know whether there's room for a big clogger, a good old 33-year-old just to come in and help out there at Hull for some experience. But yeah, it could be an interesting one. As ever, we always have high expectations. If you're my age, ever since that class of 92 came through, there's your Salford link, we've just had a premium in our expectations on Manchester United youth players, and we'll see how Dishon Bernard does in at Hull. Am I right to be worried about the age of those defenders? Hey, if they're well coached and have a solid pattern of play, then age is just a number, but experience important in that centre-half position. You would think you'd need it at least somewhere along that back line. Let me know your thoughts on Dishon Bernard and how you think that's going to work out, whether it will be Greaves and Bernard across the back there. Here's another youngster. This is Joe Tomlinson going in at Peterborough. Undisclosed deal from Eastleigh. 21 years old. Peterborough, fairly steady back three. Wing backs last season. Dan Butler played lots of games. We heard good things about this young lad, Harrison Burrows, as well. So it feels like in that position, left back, left wing back, they've got a few options there and a couple of exciting young ones. What level is Eastleigh then? Someone will smarten me up about that. But 42 appearances there in a team that kept 15 clean sheets. He scored 12 goals. That's not in one season, is it? Goodness me. If he scored 12 goals in one season for Eastleigh, then I should have double-checked that. That's very, very impressive if he is playing wing-back. So, yes, looks like a bit of a fun one, and one that, if it gets some traction and he starts working, could be a inspired one. I'm thinking Tyrone Mings from Chippenham for 10 grand. Showing me Ipswich colours there, aren't I? But same position. Can he do it? Joe Tomlinson. Let me know what you think of that. And I evidently know very little about Eastleigh and the player. So, yeah, fill me in with some details there. Right, here is our last incoming. And Red Dwarf references ahoy, if you know, you know. Tyrese John-Jules comes in at Blackpool. And we'd mentioned Jerry Yates and it was Sims from Everton, wasn't it, up top? And did they need to fill up that hole? Will it be Yates and John-Jules, who's an Arsenal youngster? Again, I'll say the same things about the Arsenal Academy as I did about the Chelsea Academy, the Man United Academy. Big expectations. A few of them breaking through, although seems like the best one, I know, Smith Rowe, I guess, is the best one, isn't it? And obviously Saka. There you go, correct myself mid-speech. Willock as well, doing bits for Newcastle last season. Nketiah didn't quite do it yet. Here's John-Jules, who's been on loan in League One at Lincoln and Doncaster. Take a look there. There are the Doncaster numbers. It's very decent, actually. Look, 13 starts, 5 goals, one every 2-3-5 minutes, 3 assists in there as well. So some output there at League One level. And I think I saw a quote from him. I think I've chopped it off on that screenshot that I took off the Blackpool website. He said he wanted to have a bash now. He felt like he'd done League One, ready to go into the Championship. Of course, Critchley and Blackpool know all about that market. They've been in it the past few seasons, and up he steps. He's a regular starter. Will he partner Jerry Yates regularly? Will he get goals at Championship level? Let me know what you think in the comments. And that is all of our ins. Now, I wanted to mention a few interesting outs. I haven't got slides, so I'll just go off my primitive notes that are propped up there. Sam Vokes to Wickham. Part of the Stoke culling of costs, but Vokes has been a viable player for Burnley in the past. I know Stoke fans aren't necessarily overly fond of his output recently, but drops a level and goes into Wickham. Marcus Bettinelli has gone to Chelsea from Fulham, and considering he was kind of bombed out by Scott Parker and went on loan to Borough, and I don't think Neil Warnock particularly fancied having him back, off he goes to Chelsea. So that's a squad filler there. Connor Chaplin, which I'm very excited about as an Ipswich fan, out from Barnsley down to Ipswich. I thought a viable Championship player, but my lot are offering decent money and filling the squad up there. So out goes Chaplin. Another one who I thought could play Championship level and did pretty decently for Rotherham on loan last season is Lewis Wing, who's gone down to Sheffield Wednesday. So interested, no Championship pickup there. Interesting, Rotherham didn't go back in as well. I've always liked Wing, and some interesting quotes from Neil Warnock saying that he tried to twist his arm to stay, but I guess he wants to play more regular. Adelakin out from Bristol City to Lincoln. Again, he's been down in League One a few times, hasn't he, on loan, if memory serves. And I wonder, like John-Jules, whether he would want to really have a go at the Championship, whether he could get himself a club. And, of course, we already mentioned Diego Rico out from Bournemouth to Real Sociedad. So, look, interesting little bunch of transfers there. Some players dropping out into League One shows the level or lack of money in the Championship at the moment. A lot of loan deals as well. And nice to see a few young players who've had a crack at League One coming up into the Championship. So let me know your thoughts. I wonder if I can do a real quick sweep rather than just saying it. There is Leif Davis, Obi Ulare, Josh Benson, Iain Mattheson, Mattia Sarkic, Daniel Sinani, Deshaun Bernard, Joe Tomlinson, and Tyrese John-Jules. Let me know your thoughts on any of those. Look, I know we're getting close. I get asked almost hourly at the moment when my 1 to 24 video is coming up. I'm either going to do it, we're recording on Saturday lunchtime at the moment, tomorrow for Monday, or on Monday for Monday, Tuesday. It's coming soon. Obviously, there's stuff going on at Swansea that I'm just kind of waiting for. I want as much info as possible. I know Gab Sutton, who's a good writer, has done his. Not the top 20 have done theirs as well. So maybe check theirs out if you're itching for one. And you can compare and contrast with mine. Plenty going on the channel. We've still got the Championship away kits to do. We've got Dearly Departed stuff to do. And our Dearly Departed League One show will start next week. We've got Behind Enemy Lines next week as well. And then our first Championship preview. And by the way, my missus is 1 week away from our due date. So, look, I'm trying to keep up, but there's lots going on. And I will be dipping away for a short while at some point very soon, all being well. Anyway, it's not all about me. It's all about the transfers. So let me know your thoughts. I've had my say now. You have yours. And I will see you again very soon for one or other of those videos, unless the inevitable happens very, very, very soon. Thank you very much for watching, and it's a lovely big over and out from me. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button to see more videos from this channel. Hit the subscribe button, and to be notified every time we upload, ring the bell for those notifications to come through on your device. If you really want to support the channel and me as a content creator, I will be eternally grateful if you head over to the merch store and grab something, or support over on Patreon, patreon.com/Benjamin Bloom. Thank you for your time. Go and watch another video.